Smart kid. Let's bring in our panel, two experts on America. Fox News contributor Joe Concha and former Biden surrogate Kevin Wallen. Gentlemen, thank y'all so much for being with me on this special edition. So, Kevin, I'm going to go to you first, brother. Why does it seem like people don't understand the value of America? You saw those folks, but there were a lot of people that I spoke to today that said they're not proud of the country.
Yeah, Lawrence, and that breaks my heart. I mean, that we're going to come up to this 250-year anniversary of this incredible experiment that is America. I'm going to be celebrating on the South Lawn, watching the fireworks with the President and Dr. Biden. I'm going to be lucky to be there on Monday, and we're going to be celebrating all things that are America. I mean, we, in recent days and weeks, have seen so many people lose their lives trying to come to this country because of its greatness.
Such a good point.
This is an exceptional nation. I just came back from overseas. I was overseas in Italy and France. We are the envy of the world still because of what we stand for. So we've got to get it together as Americans and remember that heading into this weekend.
Joe, later on, you're going to see me in front of a statue, and these were black men that were fighting in the Civil War. These are men that also celebrated the 4th of July because they realized the ideas of America, even when they were not free themselves. So it seems to me that Americans have it kind of mixed up. They think that the idea of America, and where we are right now has to be perfect instead of striving for that more perfect union.
Absolutely. And by the way, Kevin, I mean, I can see why Lawrence, he's quite the happy guy right now. Did you hear all those name drops and country drops he had in that answer?
I'm telling you.
I was just in Italy and France.
It was a quick trip. It was a quick trip. I'm happy to be back.
I'm watching the 4th of July with the president and the first lady. I mean,
hey, you're the one posting all these beach pics that look gorgeous. So don't come at me, Joe.
I love
it. This is true. All right. But, you see this Fox News poll that came out, Lawrence, which is just incredible. And it shows that only 38% of our citizens, our voters, are extremely proud of their country. And then you look at the fact that just 10 years ago, all right, not much has changed in 10 years, I would think. That number was at 69%. In other words, it was 30 points higher when people were asked the same question. I'm thinking, wow, what changed exactly? And then I realized, you know what? When kids are being taught in schools more and more, or extreme voices and media, Capitol Hill, scream over and over again that this is an inherently bad country, it's a racist country, it's not the shining city on the hill that Reagan once described. It's going to stick with some people, unfortunately. And many have lost trust in our institutions, right? Republicans and Democrats both lost trust in government to do the right thing. Yeah, 85% of voters say the country's going the wrong track. Conservatives don't trust the media or the educational system. And Democrats now overwhelmingly don't trust the Supreme Court, which used to be completely sacred. So that's where we are at this point. Fortunately, we have elections coming up in about 130 days. And perhaps that will get people, engaged again and saying this is a great country because we want change. We could vote on it. We're not just told who our leaders are.
So that's the perfect segue. Kevin, how can we turn this around? It shouldn't be based on political party or the fights that we're having currently, our view of the country. I mean, that would be like soldiers saying they're not going to fight for our freedoms just because of the state of our politics. It seems like we just got this all wrong.
Yeah, Lawrence, it's a really good point. And to what Joe just said, I am hopeful that we will see a turnout of Republicans, Democrats, independents like we haven't seen in the midterm elections because these issues are so critical. I'm a Democrat on your panel. I love this show where we can exchange these ideas. I want everybody to turn out. I want everyone to get back engaged in this country. As I said, we're heading to that 250-year anniversary of this country, and hopefully that will spark a civic engagement that we have not seen before in this country. But to Joe's point, we need to re-engage when it comes to civics and when it comes to American exceptionalism. We need to teach that in our classrooms. Yes, we've faltered in the history of this country, but we are still that shining city on the hill, as Joe said, that President Reagan said so many years ago.
I mean, Joe, Kevin is just hitting every point tonight. I mean, he normally has his talking points, but he's always been reasonable. But the ideas of America, he's really hitting it tonight. Do you agree with him?
I do, amazingly. And he's so damn friendly, too. I mean, it makes it hard for me to
agree sometimes.
go
we
after
agree
him.
sometimes.
That's true. That's true. Because I think we're common sense people in the end. But yeah, I mean, things have become more pessimistic. I think social media has a lot to do with that. Everybody just is complaining all the time instead of just engaging. You want change? Then you can still control that for yourself, for your family, if you work hard enough. And since we're here on a Saturday night, we're showing that in person right now.
You know it.
We work hard. Yes.
And I think that's why the audience enjoys this panel right here, because it's always civil, strong debate, a lot of opinions, but it's always respectful. And you guys always end, hopefully, with a drink. Brothers, thank y'all so much for joining the program tonight.
Thanks, Lawrence.